Hello everybody, welcome back to this Let's Play for Final Fantasy XIV. I am back here in the Mizzenmast Inn, and quick little update in case you can't tell right off the bat. I actually used a bunch of the gil that I've been earning to buy a whole bunch of new gear for Volatus Kane here. Real quick, I'm gonna go through it very briefly. Let's see, the headgear stayed the same, which is, what is this called? The cotton scarf. That has stayed the same. I upgraded, let's see, I upgraded from the hempen dalmatica to the cotton shepherd's tunic, which is suitable for all classes, and it gave me 9 extra defense points. I also upgraded the legs from the weathered chassis to the cotton shepherd's slops, which provided me with 7 additional defense points. And I also upgraded from the sheepskin leggings. Ooh, it's debatable if it was an upgrade, I suppose. I changed, I guess, from the sheepskin leggings to the dodo skin shoes. The dodo skin shoes gives a boost to HP, but the sheepskin leggings give a boost to MP, I guess the total MP. You know, I actually think that's more important. I'm going to switch back to the sheepskin leggings. It's a good thing I went in here and looked at this. But anyway, I got up close here so that we could kind of see those changes up close. Really kind of get a feel for those graphics and just how detailed everything is. Just how incredibly beautiful the graphics are on these characters. I mean, across the whole game really, but when you look at the attention to detail in these costumes is really fantastic. I mean, just the care and precision with which all of this stuff was put together, really very extraordinary. But anyway, we are here to talk to Baderon and get started on the next story quest. So, let's see. Never the twain shall meet. Ah, Volatus, was about to send one of my boys to fetch you. I was heard that lad Emmerich's caught your attention, and you'd be keen on paying him a visit, or on the Kuda's warboat. Ain't no small feat that. Yet I reckon I knows me a man what could help you. One Captain Hobb. Sound familiar? He bloody well should. The good captain's grace be the sole reason you made it to Limsa in one piece. Like to be found somewhere by Fisherman's Bottom, he is, in case you're wondering. Looks like we're going to be heading down to Fisherman's Bottom to go visit Captain Hobb. So let's be on our way. Looks like the frame rate is falling pretty low. That's a little odd. Goodness, just chopping along. If I point the camera straight at the ground, that ought to do us a little bit better. Well, I thought it would. What the heck? This door's supposed to open. There we go. Well, that was really weird. Very weird. I wonder if, well, it was just weird. I'm really kind of hoping that this story quest will take us somewhere out beyond Limsa Lominsa, because I think almost everything that's had to do with the story so far is revolved around basically running up and down Limsa Lominsa. Not that we don't like Limsa Lominsa, but it does get a tad bit repetitive. Alright, so this is Fisherman's Bottom. Let's check our journal. Baderon has provided you with invaluable information about Emmerich. It seems the young man was once rumored to be held prisoner on one of the Knights of the Barracuda galleons anchored far offshore from Limsa Lominsa. Captain Hobb, whose ship is in port near Fisherman's Bottom, might be able to take you to the Barracuda ship. You had best make preparations for a rough sea voyage before speaking with him. All right. I want to say that I think this is the last story mission for Limsa. I'm not sure that they go on any further than, or any higher than level 13, but I could be wrong. I don't know. We'll find out before too long. So we've entered an instance, and the frame rate is already better. Here is the infamous Cat and Hob. Want me to take you out to the Barracuda's warship, do ya? Ha! And I'd like you to fetch me a noble lady who will take me to her bosom and beget me a whole litter of dukes and duchesses. Big difference. You can let me on your ship and take me out to the warship, and I can't really do anything to help you get a noble lady. Oh, you wasn't jesting. Well, there ain't no legal law saying as I can't. And I wouldn't mind clearing my debts with old Baderon. I just can't see why anyone would want to visit that place. Nothing good'll come of this, I tell you. Well, we're gonna do it anyway. Seems like everybody in Limsa Lominsa's looking out for number one and drags their feet when it comes to doing anything. Make it quick, lad. There be many a restless spirit on this infernal vessel seeking vengeance for deeds long done. I might have let you and that damned Catwoman coax me into bringing you, but it don't mean I have to like it. Catwoman, I guess that means, oh, what's her name? Ishtala. I guess she's here too. I would assume it's her. Off to the horizon. Oh, off to the horizon. That flag, I could swear I've... Keeper preserve us. Pirates? Kraken? Leviathan? Probably pirates, I guess. Talk to anybody or fight. Okay, so it looks like going downstairs is going to trigger the next cutscene. So while I'm here, I'm just going to run around and see what kind of cool stuff there is to see on deck. Doesn't look like there's really much of anyone else up here. You know, one of just the little things that I notice about the game that I appreciate so much is the sound of the footsteps. You know, when he's on wood, he makes the sound you would expect footprints on wood to sound, or footsteps on wood to sound like, but when he steps over on the metal, it changes. Even if it's just one foot that hits the metal, it still sounds proper. That kind of attention to detail that I really appreciate. Anyway, let's head down below decks. It's like, oh, we could talk to... We have a Barracuda Knight. The fishbacks best not try anything on the seas, or the seas will run red with Sahagin blood. Ooh, a showdown with the fishbacks. That sounds like fun. Sahagin are classic Final Fantasy enemies, so that'd be cool. I would enjoy that. What are you doing out of uniform? The Commodore will have your head if he sees you in those rags. You talking to me? I just paid a lot of money for these rags, buddy. Open your eyes, Kuda. There be serpent reavers making straight for the Dromond. I guess the Dromond is the ship, or Dromond, however you say it. If I was you, I'd be readying me blade for battle. But I ain't you, so I'll be waiting here, Captain's honor. That is, unless you want to leave now. No. I want to fight these people. What, are you kidding me? And are you a coward? This dude is just cowering down here. What a pansy. Alright, let's see what's down here. Let's see. Oi, let me out of this stinking... Oh. You ain't just gonna leave me to the bleeding fishbacks, are you? I can help you fight them, he says. We're gonna let him out. So this is Emmerich. The infamous Emmerich. Thank the 12. Who sent you, mate? Ain't got the sneer or the stench of one of the Stallman cronies. Do not count your blessings, young Emmerich. You and I have unfinished business. Uh-oh, Maraudalin. I remember him. He was in the... He was at, what was the name of that place? Something Gate. Somebody's Gate. Marauda. I don't know what you mean, I'm sure. You know exactly what I mean, deck rat. Now draw your blade so that it might seem to others as if you died with some semblance of honor. Fight. The game is just hiccuping like crazy. Looks like there's some graphical issues popping up here too. Yeah, here too as well. Seeing some flashing there in the textures of the lighting, whatever it is. Looks like... Okay, sorry. Sorry about that, folks. I had a notification pop up from another program. Anyway, let's keep on rolling. Looks like we're supposed to go back up top deck. So let's head on up. So we got a fight on deck, and the Sahagin probably are not even here yet. Yep, Emmerich and Maraudalin going at it. Maraudalin. I like Maraudalin better. Okay. Am I supposed to fight both of these guys, or they're not gonna attack me? It looks like. So I'm gonna open up my journal and see what I need to do. Oh, I'm supposed to select a side and fight for one or the other. Ooh. I'm gonna fight for Maraudalin. He doesn't seem like as much of a scoundrel as Emmerich does. Ooh, how interesting. I didn't realize there was any kind of a system of making choices for this game. Although part of me wants to think it may not matter in the end at all. You know, it might be one of those things where when one of the characters gets down to a certain level of low health, that you know, that it's just going to end. Like the conflict will end. But I don't know. Defeated Emmerich. Threw in my lot with Maraudalin. And that was that. Impressive, Emmerich. I see you have found time to hone your skills with the axe between brothel and card table visits. Spinner ain't smiling on me today, neither. Can't bleedin' recall the last time I bested you in a punch-up. That is because you have never bested me. Now what are we to do with our interloper? Let him be. The scrag had wits enough about him to let me out of that cell. Just don't go forgettin'. This fight was even till you showed up. If I hear you telling a soul, Murad add me number, I'll hunt you down and learn you a lesson, savvy? Am I interrupting? Ah, hello, Ishtala. In case you had not noticed, a horde of Sahagin is preparing to board this vessel as we speak. And while I am in a giving mood, let me enlighten you as to another fascinating fact. They are not here to exchange pleasantries. They have come for you, Emmerich, or should I say for that treasure that you found on Seal Rock. If you would not have what little remains of your pathetic life foreshortened, I strongly recommend that you cast the relic back into the abyss whence it came. Who the bleedin' hells is that? I thought you better informed, Emmerich. This most curious of cats has been prowling Limsa Lominsa the past fortnight, sticking her whiskers where they definitely do not belong. And if she is here, then it means the rest of the barracudas cannot be far behind. 100 pardons, milady. I ain't got no treasure but the jewels and scepter me mum gave me. Well, and I'll happily share 'em with you if you fancy a go. Goodness gracious. Ugh. As for what we found on that cursed rock, I long since slung her brine-wise somewhere no fishback'll ever think of paddling. Fools, the Sahagin are not the only ones who seek the key. The Shadow Eaters, the Ascians seek it as well. Shadow Eaters. I'm not familiar with them. Uh-oh, something's coming up. hello! Oh my goodness, look at that. Look at that!
7 hells, take me!
Oh my goodness.
Find the key.
Wow, that was awesome! Okay, looks like we're maroon, or probably not marooned, but washed back up on shore. With Rosenthal, who says, "You alright? Kuda's found you sprawled out on the Drummond deck, like she was dead or drunk. Never having set eyes on you before. They was fixing to toss you in the brig. Dare say you'd be rotting in there now if I hadn't come along and brought you some time. But Thal's balls, lad. What in the name of else convinced you it'd be a jolly jape to take afternoon tea on a ship crawling with Kudas? And what of the good Captain Nob? Why, the Kudas got him, of course. You'd think they'd sit sipping their rum while crazed old Carl moored his ship to their mast? It's tough getting through that dialogue. And you know what, lad? It be but a matter of time till they come a-calling for you as well. Now, a savvy seaman would pack up his small clothes and leave limbs afar behind him. Then again, I gets the feeling you be listen toward the righteous plank. Well, at least come up with a handful of palatable tales before you goes turning yourself in, 'cause them Kudas probably won't swallow the truth." Let's open up our journal and see what that has to say, because that'll probably explain the situation a little more clearly than Rosenthal did. Okay, here we are back in Limsa Lominsa, and this is Storm Captain Loetalson. I wonder if he... it doesn't look like he has anything to do with what just happened. Oh, looks like he also is the gatekeeper for some sort of a skirmish. I don't know what a skirmish is. Some sort of an event where you have to have a party of 4 to 8, at least 4, no more than 8 disciples of war or magic, level 45 or higher. We obviously do not qualify for that at this time. Okay, let's check out this quest information here. Alright, you were successful in bringing an end to Maraudalin and Emmerich's affray, only to realize that the two parties were merely putting on a charade. Before this revelation has time to sink in, however, the enigmatic Ishtala arrives and begins asking questions. Unfortunately, she has little time to glean sufficient answers from the two pirates before the Sahagin launched their assault on the Barracuda fleet. After being followed by a rogue wave, you awaken to find yourself washed up on one of Limsa's docks, Limsa Lominsa's docks. Ishtala's words still ringing in your mind: find the key. Perhaps a long sit-down with Baderon would help bring light to today's events. So did Ishtala die? I mean, where is she? It almost looked like she cast some sort of a protection around us, you know, to keep us safe from the wave. So I don't know. Maybe she did die. That's not a good record. I don't know how to get out of here. I think I'll just go down this way. Yeah, this is it. That was a really cool cutscene, though. Got to see Leviathan during the daytime, full color. And then he did his attack, whatever that is, tidal wave or whatever it's called. That was sweet. I knew that there were certain, you know, Aeon summon, you know, whatever you want to call them, primals, I think is what they're called in Final Fantasy XIV, the classic summon monsters. I knew that they were in this game, but I didn't know that Leviathan was in this game before I started the Limbs of Lamenza storyline. So that was a really fun surprise. And he looks awesome too. Bango Zango. Oh wait, another character! I briefly saw another character. I promise I did. Another player character, I guess. Well, I thought I did. I was sure I did. I'm sure there was. Just disappeared from my render view or something. Alright. I'm so glad there are other people out there still enjoying the game, even though it's, you know, none of this progress will be saved. I think that's great. Alright, let's talk to Baderon. Looks like we're not quite finished with this story quest yet. But we're going to update it here. Let's see. Keep her fend, lad. The 5 seas ain't big enough to hold all the trouble you've gotten yourself into. Not to mention poor Captain Hobb. You'd best not be pondering letting him rot in the Coral Tower after the kindness he showed you. But if you still be itching to learn of that key you was yapping on about, might be you take a detour to the God's Grip before you go a-rapping on the Kuda's gates. So, is Captain Hobb in jail or something? I guess maybe the boat was hit by a tidal wave and then maybe he wasn't killed. The Barracudas just took him prisoner. Anyway, Baderon mentions helping Hobb out of his predicament at the Coral Tower, but he also implied that there may be something at a certain outcrop on the God's Grip that may shine light on Ishto's cryptic warning. It might be best to travel there before visiting the Barracuda's headquarters. Well, exciting as that is, I think we're going to go ahead and end the episode here, and we'll pick it back up in the next episode, right where we're leaving off here, and we'll go visit, what was it, God's Grip. We'll go visit God's Grip and see what is in store for us there before finally going to visit the Coral Tower and seeing how much we can help out old Captain Hobb. So thanks for watching, everybody. Hope you guys are enjoying it. Hope you enjoyed the cool cutscene and the cameo from Leviathan. Man, that's so cool. Love that shot of Dallin hooded up there. Anyway, we'll see you guys later, and have a great day.